This is the first of 3 videos on lipids, and these 3 videos are sort of going to run right into each other from one to the next because this is a longer topic. Lipids are organic molecules that are composed mainly of carbon and hydrogen. There are other atoms like oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus that will be present in lipids, but they're overwhelmingly carbon and hydrogen, meaning they're overwhelmingly or predominantly hydrophobic. They're very structurally diverse. There's really not no homogeneity to the group. They're all just hydrophobic. So whereas carbohydrates, proteins, and nucleic acids are all linked up by the fact that they are all predominantly hydrophilic and they're all polymers composed of a common monomer within each of those categories, lipids aren't polymers. They're not structurally homogeneous. They're structurally diverse, and their unifying feature is the fact that they're all predominantly hydrophobic. The easiest way to go through these as a group is to look at them as individual groups. So we're going to go through these in 3 videos. The rest of this will be devoted to fatty acids, the next video to what we call amphipathic lipids, and the third to steroids. So fatty acids, this is a term that's probably more familiar to you as just fats, are molecules like stearic acid here. All fatty acids have a large tail-like region, long carbon-hydrogen chain, bound to a carboxyl group which makes them act as acids. Fatty acids are often grouped with glycerol. Glycerol is an alcohol with 3 hydroxyl groups, and so we can take 3 fatty acids and covalently bind them through dehydration synthesis, liberating water, to form what's called a triglyceride, a glycerol covalently bound to 3 fatty acid chains. Triglycerides are commonly used in the human body as a means of both storing and transporting fatty acids. You're probably familiar with the terms saturated and unsaturated fats, even if you don't know what they mean. Stearic acid here is a saturated fat because it's bound to the maximum possible number of carbons are bound to the maximum possible number of hydrogens. Linoleic acid here is an unsaturated fat because it's not bound to the maximum number of hydrogens. So notice linoleic acid has 2 double bonds in it between carbons. Both of these fats have the same number of carbons, but stearic acid has more hydrogens because in linoleic acid, in each double bond, the 2 carbons are sharing an extra set of valence electrons with each other. That means they're not sharing them with hydrogens. That means there are fewer hydrogens than are theoretically possible present. Unsaturated fats have a kinked tail. Saturated fats have a straight tail, which accounts for why saturated fats like butter, lard tend to be solid at room temperatures, and unsaturated fats like linoleic acid, vegetable oils, tend to be liquid at room temperatures. There are exceptions to both of those, of course. You also probably know the term trans fat. Trans fats are going to be examples like this pair of oleic acid and elatic acid. Notice both of these have the same chemical formula, but they are geometric isomers of each other. Oleic acid here has 2 carbons on the same side of the double bond, whereas elatic acid has the 2 carbons on opposite sides of the double bond. Hence, oleic acid is the cis conformation and elatic acid is the trans conformation or trans fat. One way to think about trans fats is trans fats, and they do occur naturally, although the ones we talk about most in nutrition are formed artificially during the hydrogenation process in which extra hydrogens are added to unsaturated fats. You can think of a trans fat as sort of an unsaturated fat that looks and can behave like a saturated fat. All fats are lipids, but not all lipids are fats, as we'll see in the next couple videos. Lipids and fats aren't interchangeable terms. Fats are a type of lipid, not another word for lipid. So when we focus on fatty acids, these are lipids that are used as a source of energy in cells, as a means of storing energy, as we see in fat cells, and as a building block for other types of lipids, as we'll see in the next video.